Hey guys, it is me, Bubba, and today we are going to do my Clint Eastwood collection. I know I've been gotten those Clint Eastwood DVDs recently, but I just want to show them all off, and here we go with the first one. I did put them in order of the year release of the movie, so here's the first one. It is Where Eagles Dare, also with Richard Burton and Mary Ure, and it's part of the Clint Eastwood collection. And it's also by Turner Entertainment, which was actually founded by the late Ted Turner. The next up we got is Coogan's Bluff. This is from 1968. Also, Where Eagles Dare is also from that same year. I think those are only wait, I think this is. Oh, here's another one. It is Two Mules for Sister Sarah, also starring Shirley MacLaine. Yeah, and this is from 1969, so there's just only 3 of them from the 60s that I have with Clint Eastwood. And now we're going to start with the 70s. So this is from 1970. Also starring Terry Savalas, Don Rickles, Carol O'Connor, and Donald Sutherland. And it's another one by Turner Entertainment, and also part of the Clint Eastwood collection. I think I only have 2 of them that are Turner Entertainment, but yeah, both Turner Entertainment and Warner Brothers. All right, so here we got right here, Play Misty for Me, and it says 1971. And the next up we got is Joe Kidd. And it's from 1972. And also starring the late Robert Duvall. And it's also part of the Universal Western Collection. So here we have right here, High Plains Drifter. And it's from 1973. And then here we got the Eiger Sanction. And it's from 1975. Alright, so I have 2 double features. And this is the one I did not get from the Grev Entertainment store because I got this from Fred Meyer's for $5.99, which is the Outlaw Josie Wales and the Pale Rider double feature. The Outlaw Josie Wales is from 1976, and The Pale Rider is from 1985. They're both directed and produced by Clint Eastwood as well. Then I have another double feature, which is The Enforcer from 1976 and The Gauntlet from 1977. I always mention those 3 1977 movies every time I see a 1977 film. Like Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit, and The Rescuers. Right here. This is the last one I have from the 70s, which is actually from 1978. Every Which Way But Loose. Oh, this is directed by James Fargo. And produced by Robert Daly. And then here we start with the 80s. It is the sequel to Every Which Way But Loose. It is Any Which Way You Can. But this one is directed by Buddy Van Horn. Here I have right here is Bronco Billy. Yeah, it's directed by him as well. Alright, so this is one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of the 80s, is Firefox. Right here, the next one we got is Tightrope. Alright, so I have the next one right here. This is also stars the late Burt Reynolds, which is City Heat. So this is actually my other favorite Burt Reynolds movie besides Smokey and the Bandit. Oh, and this one is actually directed by Richard Benjamin. Alright, so I think we have one more of the 80s. And this is the one I actually got from Walmart from the $5 dump bin, which is Harpic Ridge from 1986. Alright, so here's my another favorite of mine. It is The Rookie. It also stars Charlie Sheen. I'm thinking The Rookie is the best Clint Eastwood movie of the 90s. So here I have right here is Unforgiven, that also stars the late Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, and the late Richard Harris. Alright, so the next one we got is A Perfect World, which also stars Kevin Costner. It's directed by Clint Eastwood himself, but it's produced by Mark Johnson. I'll just put that right there. The next up we got is The Bridges of Madison County, that also stars Meryl Streep. It's not only produced by Clint Eastwood himself, but it's also produced by Kathleen Kennedy. Alright, so here we got right here Absolute Power, that also stars the late Gene Hackman, but also stars Ed Harris and Dennis Haysbert. Yeah, from 1996. Alright, so here is the one that I have with that. It's part of his collection, but this doesn't really it doesn't star him, but it's actually produced and directed by him. It is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, starring Kevin Spacey and John Cusack. I got this DVD back in January of this year, and this is one of my favorite Kevin Spacey movies. And then next up we got is True Crime. And that also stars Dennis Leary. Next up we got is the first, that's all the 90s. Now we start with the 21st century. So this is from 2000, which is Space Cowboys. That also stars Tommy Lee Jones, the late Donald Sutherland, and the late James Garner. The next up we got is Blood Work. And this is from 2002. This also stars Jeff Daniels. And the next up we got is $1 Million Baby, also starring Hilary Swank and Morgan Freeman. And it's from 2004. And then here we got here from 2008, Gran Torino. I think this is one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of the 2000s. I think it's also $1 Million Baby is also the other best movie of the 2000s by Clint Eastwood. And this is the only movie that I have with him from the 2010 starring him is The Mule. Yeah, which also stars Lawrence Fishburne and Diane Wiest. And our last one we got is Cry Macho. And this is actually the last movie produced and directed by him, because he actually retired this year from making and acting. So that'll be it for this video, and I hope you will watch another collection video, and I'll see you in the next collection video.